You ready?
I am now, I think.
All right, let's go. Calm before the storm.
Let's do it.
Interested to see how this map's going to open out. MaNa versus Nerchio, of course. The grand final, best of 5, not 3, best of 5 for you guys out there. So a nice long series, and I'm sure this is going to be an awesome series between these two guys.
Very, very true. Okay, MaNa versus Nerchio, GSL calm before the storm. And I'm interested to see this map because I don't get time to watch GSL, so I don't see an awful lot of it. And ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to bring you Team Ace's Nerchio. He is in the blue trunks and he is playing Zerg to the southwest of this particular map. And I'm going to actually have to turn my Skype off here. Well, it looks a bit, otherwise we're going to be getting all sorts of pop-ups. Versus his opponent, it is Mousepot's MaNa. He is in the green trunks and he is playing Protoss to the northwest. And
I wouldn't even be surprised if we saw like Nexus first play here. And to counteract that, we may actually see a gas then spawning pool play as well. Like, I actually have never even seen a Protoss versus Zerg on this map before, so I don't think a lot of people have either. So really interested to see how this will go down. So let's have a look at this now. So pylon has been put down. In the it could be gateway, it could be forge still, so we'll have to see. But on this map, for people that don't watch the GSL regularly, is that there is that back expansion with 2 gases can easily be taken by either of these players. So I expect, I don't know if he's going to go hatchery first or spawning pool first. Spawning pool first is okay as well, but we'll see.
Yeah, this is an intriguing map. Let's go on a little bit of a tour, shall we? So you've got this nice little archway through here, very decorative, as you can see, with the Protoss and Asian style going on. Sometime, if I were to date it, probably around the mid-47th century. It doesn't really have any artistic value, honestly. You could probably pawn it off, I guess, but good luck actually lifting that. Then you've got this very small back natural right here. And then, if you go onwards, you can see the size of that. There's a wonderful blue lily in the middle of the forward natural expansion. 2 gases there as well, and then this massive, massive open area. Only a single Xel'Naga watchtower covered in bushes. So it's nice and easy to hide in there, but you don't have a lot of map vision aside from that. There are plenty of other pathways that you can sneak along as well, as you can see there. So there's some interesting attack avenues on this map, and plenty of expansions to go into.
Yeah, and there is that Nexus first from MaNa as well, so he's going to play to the map, a big, huge map. Early aggression, not that viable, especially if Nerchio doesn't know where his opponent is spawned. So there is the gateway going down as well. And I expect Nerchio just to go ahead and stay gasless for a long time, get a third base really, really fast onto the right of his main base, and just play off 3 bases incredibly fast here. 6 lings are on the way, so he may try to run in. I mean, you don't build 6 slings for no reason, so I think he's just going to try and run in. MaNa's going to have to wall off that base really, really fast here, and the Cybercore is not going to be ready for quite a while here.
Yeah, it's good that he was able to scout his opponent first. That is fairly fortunate for him. He was also able to slip in there and confirm the Nexus first there. He obviously suspected it, but he was able to get in there and completely confirm it. I noticed that Nerchio did, say, trick. He did, I believe, double extractor trick to get those lings out as well as the Queen. So he's really forcing things forward, trying to get aggressive. And let's see. Well, that wall off is
complete.
Yes, it is.
So it's tight. I mean, there's no way he can get in here. The Zealot's been chrono boosted out as well. He may have to actually. This is still difficult. He has to get another Zealot out. He has to chrono boost a second Zealot out. So
I'm kind of surprised he didn't try to just force onto that gateway there. But yeah, he can kill this gateway right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's just going to be cancelled eventually and replaced with the Cybercore, but he's trying to keep it alive for as long as possible.
Yeah.
And he's actually created a wall off in a different area here. I'm not sure if there is a complete wall off, though. Yeah, it is. So the Zealot's in really good position.
Yeah,
so
that's
nice play from MaNa. Meanwhile, there's that incredibly fast third base here from Nerchio as well. And 2 Zealots, more than enough to deal with these lings.
The fact that all of these lings are actually alive speaks volumes for Nerchio's micromanagement skills there. And if it wasn't the second Zealot, then he could have got through there and he would have been able to wreak havoc in that base. But as it stands, the second Zealot coming out was a good decision. Nerchio is, of course, grabbing that third incredibly rapidly. And why not? I mean, if you've got this pocket back expansion, it's a full pocket back expansion as well. This is very interesting about this map, that you get the full amount of mineral patches and you get 2 Vespene geysers.
Yeah, so that's going to give a lot of options for MaNa. I mean, does he slowly crawl towards a third base, which is going to be very easily taken, because he can just pile on the low ground and cannon up and very easily take a 3 bases, then be on 6 gases, and then what does Nerchio do? Does he try to take a 4th base? Does he try to tech up? Because he's at 44 supply and still no gases have been taken. He's focusing extremely hard on his economy, so he's actually going to rush up for a very high drone count really, really fast here, and MaNa could go for a timing on 2 bases to punish that, or he could try to take a faster third of his own. Meanwhile, there's the double gases taken now for Nerchio in the main base, and that'll be enough to get him speed and then start to save towards his favoured, of course, the melee upgrades.
Yeah, and I'm afraid you are not getting out of there in a hurry, and a couple of lanes just caught out there by a force field from MaNa, sliced into tiny little kibbles, no problem at all. They'll be fed to the Terran cats at some point. And MaNa was just, he's actually going to go Twilight Council right here, so that seems to me to indicate some kind of 2-base timing as opposed to trying to take a third.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably going to be Blink here, and he can go for +2 as well, and then go for a Blink timing, and it would be very, very good. Meanwhile, Nerchio is throwing down 2 Spine Crawlers. At 8 minutes is when the Cybercore research will usually finish. Obviously, he's not spending too much chrono boost into it, so it's a little bit more delayed. But Nerchio throws 2 Spine Crawlers, and look at that hidden 4th base on the right-hand side here for Nerchio. And MaNa, of course, has absolutely no idea about this. And how effective will this Stalker play be? As the Twilight Council finishes now, there is the Blink. So he's going to be going, hopefully, with +2 immediately into it. And there is Nerchio's Overlord trying to find out what's going on. Sees 3 extra gateways being added on already. And now is Roach Warren and Evolution Chamber coming down. Currently at 54 drones here. Nerchio is an abusive Zerg player, to say the least. He's like an old Stefano, but Stefano developed himself even harder than he is now. And when I mean that, Nerchio will go ahead and like Spore Crawl and build a bunch of units on 50 drones without even know what's happening. So that is abusive in the fact that if MaNa just took a 3rd base, man, he'd be so far ahead.
Yeah, right now we're seeing the Dark Shrine going down here for MaNa. Interesting decision considering he went for Blink as well. Now, this is once again around the time when that could happen, and Nerchio can't confirm it, so he has thrown down a single Spore Crawler somewhere.
On his back, natural,
yeah.
Sorry. So that's kind of expecting Void Ray plays.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't scouted what's going on, but he has got a lot of Lings out now. The time is up, so he knows something's coming, and 2 more Spine Crawlers do come down as well. Having not scouted this army, but he's now going to walk into it.
Yeah, it's interesting to see what's going to be happening with the Blink and the DTs. Force field all over the place, but Lings are in the center, and all of the sentries are annihilated. That was a bit of an anti-force field there, unfortunately. A little bit of a petting zoo in the center with those sentries, and they were annihilated. That entire army's just been instantly crushed, and there's now 24 Lings on the map, and that's not so pleasant right here for MaNa.
Yeah, really bad force field, unfortunately. And now he's basically has to try and go for an expansion. Meanwhile, DTs are being warped in. He's going to try and take a 3rd base now, but there is the Spire being thrown down, and I have no idea where it's been placed actually, but I think it's in the main. Yeah, just by the main there, has been thrown down. So he's going to go on very, very heavy muleless from here. He's got 6 gases already. He can actually take 7th and 8th gas at 10 minutes.
That's insane.
He's expanded so fast over to this base over here, and now he knows DTs are on the map as well, so immediately throws down Spore Crawlers, and Overseer is coming as well, so these DTs won't do that much, unfortunately. And he's basically going to have to try and just have them for map control. Trying to run in here is not going to achieve anything.
No, I'm afraid not. There's an Overseer there just ready for it as well. And there's a quick surround, and yeah, that's just a bit of gas thrown away really there by MaNa.
Yeah.
And, well, that's 2 things that failed. So what do you do now? Well, you expand to your 3rd. He does have a nice set of upgrades. I mean, he's going for +3 quite early on. There's no upgrades on those Lings just yet. The Carapace has just finished. But still, there's a significant advantage there for MaNa against pure Ling, which is all that Nerchio is really doing at the moment. Photon Cannon looks for the surround, and those force fields a bit better. Yeah, it could have been better, honestly. I mean, he could have nailed down that 3rd force field better than that and trapped a lot more Lings in there.
Here come the mutas, and a DT is going to that 4th base as well, going to get shut down immediately, but there's the 7th and 8th gas taken so fast, and he's going to have so much gas. Muta count's going to creep up so incredibly fast now. The good thing for MaNa is he's got a 3rd base uncontested. He's going to have +3 very soon as well, because it is on its way. It's got about a minute and a half left or so.
Yeah.
But he has DTs to turn to Archons if need be, but he doesn't have Storm, like we saw with Osho playing, Storm makes the biggest difference ever, and the muta count is getting high. And because he's got the 7th and 8th gas, he can actually upgrade very well as well. He's actually got a Baneling Nest down. We'll have to see what he decides to do with that, but +1 melee attack is coming, as well as the carapace for the mutas, and mutas are going to have to do a lot of damage here, but Blink Stalkers are very viable to defend with.
Yep, he's up against 3 cannons as well, so he's going to take some damage in this engagement. It also gives MaNa plenty of time to move back, so wasn't exactly a good start for Nerchio. He gets 4 Mutalisks sniped off, and Nerchio has killed 7 workers up until this point, and now the big Ling run by that he's known for. The placement of the force field wasn't quite quick enough to stop some damage being done there, but it does trap in a significant number of Lings in the process. That takes the number of kills to 13.
Yeah, that's a lot better.
Yeah.
That's much better. 80 drones already versus just 53 so far for MaNa, having lost about 13 there. So still difficult, though he is on 6 gases himself now, MaNa, so he's got a lot of options. He can tech up down different pathways now, can throw down the Templar archives if he wants to, and while getting up the robotics facility, because he has that extra gas, he's now at +3 attack. Is starting +1 armor, so that's going to make a big difference. The problem here is that it's very difficult to get to the natural at the back and defend, and then also be on the front to defend. And Mutalisk are very mobile and are very good for moving towards bases. And Mutalisk once again being thrown away on the natural here, and they're doing a lot of damage. Look at that, he's just got so many of them.
Yeah, if you get to critical mass, Blink Stalkers isn't enough, as we've seen time and again. And for a while, there was this argument, and actually, as we're seeing with Heart of the Swarm, there's an argument that they don't have a way of dealing with mass muta. They don't have a reliable way of doing that. And
Storm is the only option,
yeah,
man.
it really, really is. It honestly is. And you've got to land good storms there. Nerchio now with a selection of Mutalisks, 25 in total, and is getting more there. Massive blink into the line there. Nerchio thinks he's okay. He doesn't mind. He's okay to try and do this damage, and he's killed more workers. That's 5 more workers down. He didn't even lose that many mutas, honestly, in total.
He can take fights because he's got that much gas that's easily replenishable.
Yeah.
Compared to Osho, who couldn't take fights and was counter-attacking all the time because he couldn't replenish them like we can see Nerchio do. So he was already at like 180 supply. He can throw that away, and he's back to 190 already. So and he can easily add on more and more and more. The infestation pit's going down as well, and this game is slowly getting out of control a little bit from MaNa. But MaNa is a guy that will never give up. He will continue to play to the very end. We do have Storm on the way as well, and High Templar have been warped in, saving up energy, but this attack is scary.
Yes, it is. That's a lot of Zerglings coming in right there, and it's unfortunate that Nature... Actually, no, he's got to go for it right there, and no Storm coming down, because, of course, it was not ready yet. Very unfortunate there for MaNa, and a big wave crashes against that expansion, but it is held for the time being. Nerchio now going into the back line, a quick blink there as well. These are +3. They hurt. They really, really do. Even with only +1 flyer carapace, Nerchio losing a lot of mutas, even more there. Really nice blink there by MaNa, more picked off, and that actually did not do much at all.
And even more mutas are going to go down. They're not so good at flying around the back of bases.
Well,
and
you don't have the space on this map. You can't do it. The big void is actually here. It's not at the back.
Yeah, so he did really well there, actually, in defending that. I thought that was going to be difficult because he hit this timing, like, accidentally to a certain extent of Storm's not finished yet, and he hit perfectly just before it finished. So he did a maximum amount of damage, because if he'd gone 30 seconds later, Storm is ready.
Yeah, it's done.
2 Storms come in, and that's completely different game. So he hit that timing amazingly without even knowing about it.
The thing is, he didn't even do that much damage. I mean, he lost a lot of units to really do not too much. I mean, he's killed 25 workers up until this point, but the probe count's back on 70, so that's not really a big deal.
He only lost not that well. Aside from the mutas that died at the end, in the overall fight, he basically lost nothing but Zerglings, which are expendable by far.
Definitely.
But the mutas at the end, when they went into the base, that's when he lost the most, which is really turned things around. And MaNa can actually, he's got to be so careful.
He's got to be really careful. He's got sentries, he should be okay, and he's got Storm available as well. He brings in the reinforcements from the back. I was trying to bait MaNa, Nerchio, in fact, there just a little bit, but that's not going to happen. And now that's an aggressive blink, another one taken out, and there's not really enough Lings here, but he's letting... Is he going to lose? No, I don't think he actually did lose any Stalkers there. He almost let Stalkers die to Lings, which would have been unfortunate, but he saved them.
The back of his base, though, Muta's just doing so much damage. I mean, that's the mobility to go from the potential 4th base of MaNa to the 2nd base. It's like, how does MaNa get there? He can't, and he can't just leave units around at the back because he can't have them in the fight. So really great use of mobility by Nerchio here on this map, and is going to get out there by doing so much damage. 44 probes have been killed in this game, but look at the unit tab, 60 probes versus 68 drones. MaNa is so good. He's just macro, never stops building probes consistently, using the chrono boost when needed, keeps crawling back in. He's got a lot of chrono boost saved up. He's maxing back out with probes once again, and again survives another wave. And slowly but surely, MaNa's end goal is just to get to 200 supply by taking these beats, and he's slowly getting there by taking these hits.
Yeah, he's enduring very, very well here, and that's proving to be useful for him. It's not really a lot of probes on that line for that Mutator Flock to really kill, and it doesn't really matter so much for MaNa, I suppose. If he's able to get back in there, the main line's going to take some damage here, though. There's no real doubt about that. That's nasty stuff, and in the meantime, we see Nerchio is actually going to go with a large number of Banelings here, perhaps to try and bust his way through the front.
Yeah, that's interesting. We'll have to follow what he tries to do there, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, Banelings are pretty good. Well, they're upgraded to +2 basically just now as well, so they're going to be able to do a lot of crushing damage. The force fields have to be amazing. There's no question about that. Combined with the storms, it's all going to come down to how well MaNa control. But look, he has to pull units to the back now, and this is the problem, and Nerchio's just going to run in the front. Well, he's actually going to go to the back and could walk into this for the first time in this entire game. So aggressive Blink and Storm could do a lot of damage, but no, he does pull back. And this is the problem now, when Nerchio knows his army split. That
is, we need to see some storms and force fields there. Nice.
Okay, good defense.
Very nice defense there. And now he wants to go for it. But of course, he's blinked forward into a lot of Banelings and Zerglings coming in. Big detonation in the center here. And he's able to split up, but he takes a lot of damage in the process. However, he holds on. He's able to flank around to the top there and create a large arc. Does a lot of damage to Nerchio, and Nerchio falling down in supply quite heavily.
Nerchio's not really managing his economy that good past the 20-minute mark. Look at the minerals to gas. He's got a lot of gas because he's on a lot of bases, but he's not mining properly in minerals, and that's hurting him a lot in this game, actually.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, you can just keep spending that gas if you so desire, but it's no good if you can't reinforce. You need minerals, and yeah, his mineral count is incredibly
low. Look at MaNa. He's not controlling his main base. He's not in the gases in his main base. He's not his gases on the natural, and that's the reason why he has so many minerals right now. He's trying to get a fourth base up as well, and Nerchio's just going to try and deny. And really good storm there. But that's what MaNa needs to do. He has to get this fourth base up. He has to hit these storms. But once again, 190 supply versus 150. That Baneling hit did a lot of damage as he aggressively blinked out and back in.
Unpleasant stuff going on right here between these two players, no real doubt about that, and this could get really, really messy right now. But I have to see some good storms right there, and Baneling's getting in. So very, very close. Oh dear, he's taking a lot of link damage. He's able to blink away.
Sentries
are dead, annihilated instantly there. MaNa's army just got crushed.
There was
down
a bit of
120 supply.
Bit of a flank onto the third base as well for MaNa. Nerchio did that, but was cleaned up. But once again, splitting your forces up, Nerchio's really good at tearing apart the army. And I'm surprised that we actually haven't seen DT's late game, like one DT now crawling across the map to try and find these extra bases, because they are extra bases. Even in the bottom right, he could actually get in there. Even at the top right, he could get in there too. But right now, he's trying to use every bit of his gas for his army. He lost a lot of sentries there, so he doesn't really have any gas to spare for these DTs or so on.
Yeah, Ultralisk Cavern now on the way. A big storm goes down, detonates a number of Banelings as well as kills a number of Lings as well, which is why you don't necessarily see all of that many Ling Baneling late game against Protoss. And here we've got this Mutalisk attack coming through. Those are durable Mutalisks as well, +2 Fly Carapace on there. And once again, denying mining here and there, and MaNa cannot expand. Oh, the Banelings!
Oh, that was nice.
It was, yeah. He blinked away, so the Banelings traveled through the storm, and detonations do go off, but that was relatively nicely done there by MaNa. The problem is, Nerchio's back at 200. He's got 92 more Lings coming in. He can afford to throw these away. He's been sitting on this many bases for this long, with Macro Hatchery backup as well.
That was actually sick. That storm, and then staying there, then blinking out. So storm, and then let the Stalkers do a final wave of damage, and then blinking back. That was really nice, but as you said, back to 100 or 200 supply, sorry, it's just so much money, so many bases, so many hatcheries. It doesn't even matter when you got this many hatcheries if you hit every single lava inject. It doesn't matter because he is not hitting any lava injects right now, and it doesn't matter because he has so many hatches.
There are 58 Banelings morphing in the middle of the map here. This is almost showboaty whenever we see this coming, but we've seen the Banelings have been effective. It's just a hammer blow again and again and again, and all it needs is a few Banelings to get through the defenses, and then
There's no force fields, man. This is going to be pretty hard. There's no storms, and I think this may be the last stance here. And
he GG's before that even hits. I think he saw that coming. It's like, I'm not going to sit here and let myself get hit by that. First game of the series going to Nerchio. Nicely played by him, no real doubt about it.
Yeah, I mean, he hit some really, really nice timings before tech was done, and then the mobility of mutas on that map, incredible. And we can see that it's kind of straightforward for Zerg to play on that map compared to Protoss, because, you know, Zerg just play mutas here and there, Zerglings take all the bases. You know, it's quite an easy strategy to deploy, and I don't think that MaNa's played enough there to get a proper, solid strategy laid down to play against that.
Yeah.
So, you know, wipe the slate clean. Game number 2. Map choice as well, so he can choose from anything in the finals. So we'll have to see.
Oh, yes. Well, calm before the storm results in a win for the Zerg player. Although, that, you know, people can make as many presumptions as they like. Zerg favourites. Not really. I mean, it does allow for a lot of expanding.
Hasn't played enough games. You can't say
exactly.
that
Nobody
yet.
can say that. But, I mean, what I did notice is there's not actually a lot of escape paths for mutas. If you go around the back, you can still get hit. There's not a big void at the back of the base, or indeed at the back of the natural, or anything like that. So that can be a bit of a pain.
I think that cannons just needed to be put down on that back base a lot earlier before he took the heavy damage. Just cannons, like a couple of cannons, well, not a couple, but he had 3. He has to invest in more for sure, because he can't afford to keep running back and forward all the time.
Well,
to
no,
these
you can't.
bases.
You must just secure it. You've got to just take the hit and say, you know, I've got to invest this. I must, because the mutas did a stupid amount of damage throughout the entire game.
Yeah.
That's how it goes, folks. That's how it goes. All right.
All right.
Well, these guys will probably be watching the replay, so we're going to go to a very quick break while we get the next game set up. You're watching Scan Invitational number 2. We'll be right back.